Good morning, all. Happy Saturday morning to all who have jumped on this exciting call we have today. I see a few more people coming into the waiting room. It's raining outside, but it's going to be sunny inside this presentation. We got some exciting information for you. As a matter of fact, this is AI. This may not be me speaking right now. Who knows? You know, this might be an AI avatar. Who knows? But we're going to discuss all of that today. So good morning to all. If you can, give me a little thumbs up in the emojis. Let me know that you can hear the audio well. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Listen, so we said 9:30. Let's keep things on track. First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for attending this presentation this morning. This is brought to you by the Black Adult Society. And for those of you who are not quite aware of what the Black Adult Society is, it's an online community dedicated to empower and connect Black adults 40 plus. Um, we curated this community. We felt that, the age group of, 40 plus sometimes can be forgotten. A lot of content out there is focused around the youth, and they say the youth is the future, but we're currently the present, and we want to make sure that we provide content that's relevant to us. Our four pillars of content and focus is legacy, community, health, and wealth. What we're doing today is part of a series that we do. We have what's called an entrepreneurism and small business growth community. And within that community, we provide workshops like this every single month, every first Saturday of the month. In today's presentation, as we all registered for, is AI. It's an AI workshop. As we know, we hear about AI, we hear all of the buzz. AI is affecting all of us, whether you realize it or not. A lot of the applications you use, a lot of the technology you use is using AI. And us at the Black Adult Society realizing how important of a topic this is, we reached out to three excellent, certified, knowledgeable AI consultants, or people can speak to the AI space. And first up, um, without further ado, is our first presenter. Malika Vaughn is an AI consultant, AI specialist, and she's going to kick us off with our first workshop. Thank you, Malika.
Thank you so much, Terrence. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Wow, it is a little gloomy outside, but we're going to bring the sunshine. I am so excited to be here with you today. This is wonderful, right? We all have errands to run, but we're here. We're ready to talk about AI. So, as Terrence mentioned, I am a certified AI consultant. I am also founder of Disney Interaction. And she and so I help both individuals, small businesses, and medium-sized businesses take a look at AI and see how they can make it work for them. All the craze, right? AI has actually been around for a very long time. You would that it's brand new the way people are talking about it, but it's interesting. It's actually been out for many years. And I will tell you that I've talked to some people and they are like so resistant. Like, I don't want to deal with AI or, I don't want to touch it or be, a part of it. And so, for me, I said you already probably are using it. You just don't know that. So, I'm going to see if I can adjust my microphone. I didn't see that message. Thank you. Hopefully, this will get a little bit better. The whole point is to use AI to your advantage so that you're using it strategically. We don't want to get left behind. And that's my goal is to help you see how you can use it smartly, right? So I can go to plug in. Their mic just let me better. So I have
went out. No, you're on mute right now.
Okay. How's that? Is
Oh,
that better?
perfect. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
great. All right, so I'm
Yes.
doing the happy dance, right? I got to do the happy dance. We're going to keep it going. So, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, what I was saying is, some people are very resistant to AI, right? They're like, I don't want any parts of AI. I have people that are close to me, family members, not my mom or husband, but other family members who say, I don't want any parts of it. And, I tell them, well, if you're using Alexa, you're using Siri, you're using, you have a Ring camera. AI is a part of that. And so my goal to you for you today is to show you how I am implementing it. One of the ways. So I'm actually a business owner of two businesses. So I mentioned Design Interactions, my consulting firm. However, I also have an art gallery and event space in Philadelphia, and that's called Soft Illusions. So I wear many hats, but I'm one person. So for me, I'm excited about this topic of AI twins because I'm using it in a strategic way that's helping me stay organized, brainstorm, market both of my businesses. And so I just want to share a little bit with you today. I'm curious, those of you who are here in the Zoom, if you can just put in the chat, curious to see who is using AI, who has an AI twin already. If you're curious about it, just go ahead and type in the chat and just let me know where you stand with it. I'm very curious to see because I don't think I'm the only one out here who took the leap, who took the leap to go ahead and get one created. So just let me know how you are faring with that. And I will tell you it's an exciting thing. So, the purpose of me to use AI twins is to extend my brand. And that's how I want you to look at it. So, you're extending your voice, your brand, and also your expertise, right? We have a lot of hats that we wear, and it's impossible to be in more than one place at one time, although I do try. I will admit I do try to duplicate myself physically, but that's not always possible. In this short amount of time, right? I cannot technically teach you how to create an AI twin because that's a process that takes some time, right? It takes a little bit longer. But I will tell you, and I want you to start thinking about different ways that you can use it, how you can use your AI twin, why it's important, why it matters, and some real world examples of how you can use it. Tools and pro tips, all right? And then next steps with AI. All right. So, anyone out here ever hear of prompt, right? If you haven't, let me just tell you, we're not going to complicate it, we're going to simplify it. A prompt is a set of instructions that you give to AI when you want to tell it what you want it to do. So just like if you want to, make something for dinner, right? And you need to know what the ingredients are. You have to know what the ingredients are, and you have to tell it, okay, I want this amount of eggs or this amount of butter. That's it. You're telling the AI what you have to do. So you're prompting it. Ever hear of the expression garbage in, garbage out? It's a common term, but it applies with AI. It really does. If you put in just, oh, create a twin or create, I don't know, I'm looking at a chair, right? It's just going to give you a chair. It may not be the color of the chair, the style of the chair. You may want a recliner or an office chair. You have to be very specific. So, prompting is important no matter what AI system you're using. And it's very important when it comes to using AI twins as well. So, I already shared a little bit about myself, right? I told you that I'm owner of two businesses. I also live in two separate states. So I'm a little busy, to put it lightly, right? I wear a lot of different hats and I have a lot going on. Time is of the essence. Time is very limited. So if you're like me, you're juggling a lot of different things. You have your business, career, family, community responsibilities, right? If you are someone who is a leader, or even if you're not, right? You have a 9 to 5, but you have other aspirations. Um, Your brand is very important. So our personal brand is big, right? We want to know that no matter what we're doing, we're still promoting ourselves, we're still promoting our businesses, and we want that brand to remain consistent. Your brand matters, it's very important. So you can use your AI twin to help extend that brand, okay? To help extend it. So what is it? What is an AI twin, right? Those of you who know me, you may have seen my twin a couple different times out there. So I'm using it to advertise myself and my businesses. And I have also not only duplicated my likeness, my image, but also my voice. So some of the things that I have that I'm, promoting like flyers or different events, I am using my twin to help me market those things. Mm. So why is it important? Why does it matter? You want to stay consistent. Last week I had a conversation about AI. Excuse me, and some of the people in the audience were models, actors, they are big on photography and their brand and making sure that it stays consistent across the board. So we had an in-depth conversation about how you can keep your brand consistent, right? You can also create content faster with AI. So I don't know about you, but some things take quite some time, right, to do. It may take weeks or months. You can do things a whole lot faster and you can reach a lot more people. You can extend that reach out a lot further. So I want to officially introduce you to my AI twin. Her name is Neff. I'll tell you a little bit later where that came from. I don't know, just depends. But that's her nickname. My name is Malika. My AI twin is Neff. I'll tell you now. So it's part of my middle name. Don't tell anybody else. So Neff has become one of my very close friends. She works very hard. She works very hard and she is helping me to market the different events that I have going on. So she's delivering messages, not only just random messages, but consistent messages. She's very consistent. Her hair is always done. Her outfits are always right. She always has a smile on her face. And she basically is my employee. So whatever it is that I tell her to do, she does it for me. And I tell her by way of prompting, right? That's how I tell her by way of prompting. So it helps me get a consistent message out there to everyone. What do you think? Not bad, right? She looks pretty close. I just share something with you? So when I first started down this journey of an AI twin, I will tell you, she didn't really look much like me. I'm being totally honest with you, if you don't mind. So my AI twin that I created, she had short hair. She was round and she was tall, 5'9", so she looked like she was about 5'9". But she didn't look like me. Her features were not consistent. Those of you who know me know that I love hoop earrings. It's just my thing. So there were certain characteristics about the twin when I first created it that didn't come across the way I wanted it to come across. So I work really hard to perfect my prompts so that it's giving me the output that I want. Mm. So just think about that for a second, because again, you can upload just a random picture of yourself and say, okay, put me in a nice outfit, something cute and cool, but the face may look like someone else. It's happened, I've seen it happen to other people, it's happened to me. So I will tell you, one of my little secrets is I took a picture that I thought was a pretty good picture, if I must say so myself. And I uploaded that picture and I told the AI specifically to keep my features consistent. Don't change my hair. I like my short hair. One time it gave me a cute short haircut, but it didn't have my characteristic gray streak in the front. I earned my gray hair. I told the AI, I said, I earned this gray hair, that gray hair back in there. So those are different little things. And, I keep it fun and light, obviously. But the whole point is if you do create an AI twin, you want it for the most part to look like yourself unless you're creating a totally different character. So those are just some things to keep in mind. Okay. So I've already kind of started telling you how I use my AI twin. Workshop previews. I mentioned last week, I did a workshop at Chase Bank in Harlem. And so I created a flyer, not that one, but I created another flyer with myself and the other lady who presented with me. And I actually used my AI twin for that flyer, but she helped me market it. Okay, for educational content. I'm also a course developer. I've been a IT trainer for many years, right? And so now I can use, instead of using myself to be on camera, to speak, and to present, I can actually use Neff to do that for me, okay, and keep it consistent. Brand storytelling. Everything is about your brand. Doesn't matter if you have a business or not, right? We all have social media for the most part. There's a few who don't, but we have social media and other things that we're putting out. And we want our message and our story to be very consistent. And then also we mentioned event promotions. So Neff not only, poses and wears cute outfits, but she also speaks, right? She also speaks. So there's different things that you can do to make it work. So some people think having an AI twin is a little creepy. And I can understand that. I can understand that mindset. It's a new day. So, we've all heard people say AI is coming. And like I said a few minutes ago, AI is actually here. And let's be honest, right? Last year in 2025, I don't know if you've heard this stat, but there were over 300,000 women of color who lost their job for different reasons, right? We don't know what position they were in. But one thing I will tell you, it is a scary time. And my recommendation to anyone is to get on board. Don't wait, right? Don't wait for somebody to say, hey, we have this new technology. We tried to teach you not just AI twins, but AI in general. And that person may or may not have been, receptive to it. You have to consider your job, your business, how you can embrace this new technology and make it work for you is extremely important. So it doesn't have to replace you. Like I said, you can use it as your business partner. Another myth is that you have to be highly technical to use AI or to create an AI twin. I'm here to tell you that you don't. Now, I have a degree, a technology degree, actually two technology degrees. So, yeah, some people will say I have an advantage. Maybe I do. However, I am seeing so many people who don't have a technology background. They're creating AI twins that are talking, that are dancing, that are doing backflips, that are marketing their businesses, right? There are a lot of different things that are going on, but you don't need a technology background to do it. So, if you have ChatGPT, that's one of the most popular programs that's out here for AI. I'm here to tell you that, okay, you're typing. Some people are using ChatGPT just like they use Google, and they may not even be using Google as often anymore. It's totally fine. Remember, make your prompts very specific, whatever program that you're using. But also keep in mind, you can simply talk to it. So just like I'm talking to you today, I can actually talk to the AI and tell it and give it a prompt that way. I don't have to. So do I have to be technical to talk to the computer? No, right? I can just talk to it and tell it exactly what I want. So the third myth is that AI twins are only for influencers. Well, I've already given you a good amount of examples, and I don't really consider myself, actually, I'm not an influencer per se. I'm a business owner, right? So my whole point is, you know, educators, entrepreneurs, professionals, you all are using the technology, you're using it already, but I just want you to start thinking more about how you're using the technology. You have to use it strategically. So sometimes people dip in and, it can be overwhelming because there are several thousand, to my knowledge, different AI tools that exist that are out there. And honestly, it can get very overwhelming, even for myself. And I have to do a check and say, slow down. You don't have to learn everything all at once. Okay. Let's talk about the benefits of AI. Look at Neff, she's showing out over there, right? Neff is showing out. So that one I use to just do a little bit of a bio and have my website address at the bottom. So the benefits of AI twins, you can reach so many more people. One thing I want you to consider is think about back in the day when all you saw were flyers, or sometimes it was just like a piece of paper and they would put a flyer on your car, right? So now you can do a digital flyer. You can have your AI twin on that flyer and you can send that out. So people typically don't like to read. People like to listen and watch video. So that's another way that you can use your twin to do that. All right. So you can reach more people, you can save time. It only takes a few minutes, sometimes seconds, and it's always on 24/7. I don't know about you, but I like to sleep. My AI twin, she's not sleeping. She's working while I am resting. Some things that I want you to watch out for. So again, it can be a little scary. It's a new technology, and yeah, it's a lot to think about in terms of ethics. I would suggest that you do not just randomly create AI twin avatar someone without asking for their permission or their consent. I've seen it done, and I definitely tell people you really shouldn't do that. So you should get consent from someone before you do it. Start with yourself. Go ahead and practice on yourself. Don't worry about creating something for someone else unless they ask you to do it. Transparency with audiences, maintaining authenticity, and then accuracy of information. What you put out is extremely important on social media for your businesses. You have to really take your time with it. And I know some people are of the mindset to, oh, I'll just hurry up and get it out there no matter what, whether it's ready or not. And I always pause and just take a look and review and make sure that the message that I am putting out is consistent, whether it's a presentation, whether it's a flyer, whether it's just a simple message. So that's something that I suggest that you do as well. All right. So remember, I mentioned there's a couple tools. I'm actually not going to talk about all of these. I'm just going to talk about one because it's actually my favorite. One of the main tool that I use is Hayden. You can create a likeness of yourself honestly in ChatGPT. So those of you who are on Facebook and Instagram, over the last couple of months, we've seen people turn themselves into superheroes. I'm guilty, I did it. Into plushies. I'm guilty, I did it. Right? So, you can, whatever you imagine, you can create a likeness of yourself in that particular environment. Um, so ChatGPT, Gemini, HeyGen, there's a lot of different programs out there. So you have to find your favorite. And I will tell you, it comes at a cost. So there are free programs like ChatGPT, there is a free version of it, but it's limited. And all of the AI programs are that way. So, my accounting teacher when I was in college, he used to always tell us there is no such thing as a free lunch. And, many years later, I'm still using that. So, just because it says it's free, it's free. It may come with limitations. And what I mean by that is it may limit how many times you can create something in a particular day. A lot of these programs work on credits. So that's something just to keep in mind. That's the program that I use. I like that one. All righty. So making it look like you, I've already given you some tips. High resolution photos, that'll work for you every single time. If you have a picture of yourself and you're sideways, your AI twin is going to be looking that way. So you want to make sure that it's straight on, have good lighting, natural background. face the camera directly. I told you that already. And then you want to keep your expressions natural. Excuse me. So making your AI twin sound like you, there's a lot of voices out there. I don't know if you've ever seen, but there are some people who have twins that are actually speaking in other languages. And you may say, oh, I didn't realize he spoke French, right? Or Portuguese, right? There's one program that I know that has over 100 different languages that you can choose from. So you can, really impress people depending on who your audience is. So there's programs that are out here that will allow you to record your voice, and you can take that voice recording and go ahead and, add some text to it and it will speak it for you. So just some things to keep in mind. You want to record in a quiet environment, speak naturally, avoid rushing, and then provide longer samples. So if you just speak for like 3 seconds and give the AI a 3 second clip of yourself speaking, uh, that's not enough, right? It needs a little bit more so that it can truly capture your voice, your style, and your tone. I'm giving you a lot. We got a little bit of time, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. But again, my purpose here today is just open your mind up just a little bit and think about different ways that you can use it, because it all starts there, right? I can show you how to create something in Chat GPT or HeyGen, and okay, that's great. In a couple of minutes, we have, a AI twin, and that twin is probably talking and moving and everything. But what are you using it for, right? What is the whole point of that? And so, we talked about prompting, and there's a few more tips on the screen. State the objective, set the tone. You can tell, oh, I want a warm, confident smile, or, I'm wearing black frame glasses. And my friend Sarah and I did this a few weeks ago where I think she changed the color of the frame of her glasses to green. So there's different ways that you can do it. And you just have to be creative and just try and think, what message are you trying to convey? And how do you want to appear? How do you look? I change my twins' outfits all of the time. So we have fun. We have fun together. All right. So I've already given you some ideas of things that you can use for your AI twin right away, right? If you have a website, it can be a welcome video. I love these, right? So it can be a welcome message instead of having people just read what you're about. You can welcome them to your business or your organization using your twin. Social media, workshop introductions, we mentioned that. Event invites, we mentioned that. And also thought leadership clips. So there's different ways that you can use it. Where is this going? Some people just want to have fun. I mentioned plushies and all those things. Those are great. Superheroes, those are cute. You will always see me posting something fun, right? Because life is too short not to have fun. But where is this going, right? Where is it going with us? So, AI sales reps, brand ambassadors, customer service avatars. There are business owners that I'm speaking to currently, potential clients of mine, who are asking me, Malika, I am trying to capture more clients and get more leads for my business. How can I use AI? And how can I create one of those twins to help me market my business and also get more leads for my business? Right? It's happening. Even if you have a small, tiny, small business, it doesn't matter what size, you can still do it. You can still create it and use it. So, again, the purpose is just to open your mind and think about what your digital presence is and what is your vision, and how can the AI help you achieve that vision? How can it help you achieve that particular vision? So, I'm going to wrap up here, but there's two things that I want to tell you about. Actually, three, two and a half things that I want to tell you about. So, last fall, I launched a community and I called it Smart Moves with AI. So, we're all moving and shaking, but My goal is to help people think about how you can make some adjustments and use AI to help you achieve your particular goals. So we have this community. It's great. I'm building on it, so I would love for you to join. But one thing that I'm starting later this month is called the AI Blueprint Sprint. What the heck is all that about, right? It's a fancy name, but I'm going to show you a sneak peek. It's a 4 week, basically 4 Thursdays, where we meet and we talk about how we are going to use AI to achieve our goals. Like we're already into 2026, and some of you may have written out New Year's resolutions in January on a piece of paper, and the paper is still sitting there, right? You may have crossed off like one or two things. Spring is almost here in about just under 2 weeks, then summer. Oh gosh, I haven't done anything. Right? We don't want that to happen to us this year. Excuse me. So my goal is to help you bring it all in. Let's talk about your vision. Let's talk about your goals. And let's set a strategic plan. I'm going to say that again. We're going to create a strategic plan to help you meet those goals. By October, November, December, I want all of us to look around and say, I check this off my list, this off my list, this off my list, and AI helped me achieve some of those, right? It could be your twin, it could be something else. Great. Excuse me. But there are different things that you can do. So we're going to create a digital vision board using AI, right? We're going to create strategic plans. I'm going to show you some tools, show you how to use them in 4 weeks. Only way you can be a part of this sprint is if you join the community. I love y'all and I like to talk for the most part. But this 4 week blueprint sprint is just for community members. So if you take your phone or even take a picture of this screen, you can scan the QR code and it'll take you to this page. Just a sneak peek of what that page looks like, right? So as the countdown is telling us, the blueprint sprint is starting on March 19th. Remember, I said it's 4 Thursdays. So it's starting in 12 days. Here are the dates. It's in the evening. So if you work during the day, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, right? I got you covered. Grab your dinner when you come home and sit down and have a chat with me for an hour and a half. And let's work on our plan. This is for professionals, it's for business owners, it's for leaders, it's for individuals, right? It's for anyone. It gives you a breakdown of what the weeks are about, what we're going to accomplish, and it's only for $39. So remember, the way to be a part of this sprint is to join the community. So this is going to take you to this link is going to take you to my community. You'll join. $39. That's it. So, okay, Malika, I just want to be there for 4 weeks, get this done, and get out. That's totally fine. I hope you hang out and stay with me. But this is what we have going. So this is the blueprint sprint. This is the screen that you'll see, and you'll just click join premium. It's for my premium members. And then the last thing I want to tell you about, because all that is virtual, but some people want voice. Some people want to be in person. I love talking to people in person. So in April, on April 4th specifically, at Row House in Harlem, raise your hand if you've been there. So we are having a hands-on in-person workshop. That's the QR code. And Terrence back in there. And let me show you. So when you scan that QR code, it's going to take you here to the registration page. AI brunch and connections. So it's the ABCs of AI. AI brunch and connections. We're going to learn a lot about AI. If you have a laptop, bring your laptop. We're going to have lunch together, right? So we are going to spend from 11:30 to 3:30 on April the 4th together, learning AI in an environment that's welcoming. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel scared. Be prepared to learn. Look at that. Isn't she fancy? So this is my co-presenter to the left here, Farah. So Farah and I will be presenting on that day. So that's the ABCs, AI Brunch and Connections. And this gives you a breakdown of everything that you need to know. So seating is limited. I definitely encourage you, if you're interested, to go on ahead and register for this. And remember, I gave you some examples of how to use your AI twin. Look, there's another example. There's another way of using it. I hope that I've helped open your mind to think about different ways that you can use your AI twin. And remember, it's a lot to learn, but the whole thing is just taking it one single step at a time. That's all you got to do. Just take it one step at a time, and we're here to help. So thank you, everyone. I truly appreciate your attention and listening to me. And hopefully, I helped open your minds up to creating an AI twin.
Well, thank you, Malika. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Does
you.
anyone have any quick questions for Malika? Malika is going to put her contact information in the chat. Um, Hopefully, she can also maybe even put that QR code in the chat as well in case you missed it. But listen, we started off great with an AI twin. I was thinking about an AI twin, but maybe my twin could, start my spring workout for me. Could the twin work out for me? Well, I don't. The twin should be in better shape than me. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh, Terrence, I am so with you on that. I'll tell you, I sit here for too many hours, right? And I'm like, come on, Neff, we need to get out and start walking around the block. Yeah, we need to get it together here. So I'm going to put the links in the chat. I'm actually doing that now. But yeah, it would be great to have our twins work out for us and exercise. That would help
Let's
take the
let
pressure off a little bit.
Yeah, let's create that technology.
Yes, yes.
Well,
Thank you
well,
so much, everybody, for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
well, thank you once again, Malika. Great, great. So that was part one of this AI workshop, learning about, what you call an AI avatar, or as Malika coined the phrase, your AI twin. That is something that, as she explained, we all could use. You could use that as a business owner. You can use that for yourself. There are a lot of things there are a lot of times I think a lot of us want to share things on social media, but we really don't want to be in front of the camera. We kind of get camera shy. We may not be feeling our best or looking our best, but that AI twin is always going to look good. With that was really exciting. But next up is none other than Andrea Kelly. This particular workshop here, I am personally extremely excited for. And excited about this presentation is going to be, about one of the topics she's going to speak about is AI agents. And when you say an AI agent, it sounds kind of mysterious. Like, what is this AI agent about? And I'm going to give Andrea the floor to explain and talk about that. Good morning, Andrea.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, wonderful. I am going to share my screen, but before I do that, I want to say thank you for waking up so early and thank you for being so attentive. And Malika, you are a hard act to follow, but I'm going to do my best. I learned a lot just now. I learned a whole lot. So here we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Here we are. So my name is Andrea Kelly, and I am the founder and CEO of Andrea Kelly Brands LLC. So a little bit about myself. I do have a website, www.andreakelly.com. And I can put that later on. Actually, I can put that in the chat, maybe a little later on. If you'd like to put it in, you can do that as well. administrator. If you want to put andreakelly.com in the chat, you can definitely do that. So a little bit about my background. I am currently slated to graduate in May, on May 15th. I am a doctoral student, and my research focus is artificial intelligence in education. And I'm also a veteran teacher. I've been teaching for almost 30 years. So when I tell you that I am not just talking, I am about it. I am about educating folks. So um, my research study really focuses on artificial intelligence, the growth of artificial intelligence, how it is affecting us on the global scale, the national scale, local scale, and definitely the education sector. Because I truly do believe that whatever is affecting the world is impacting education in a very big way. So I got my BA and MA from the University at Albany. I studied English, African American studies, English education, but my master's thesis was in technology in the education sector. And so I went to the Bank of America Institute for Entrepreneurship at Cornell University to really get a honed in view of what I wanted to do with all of this expertise. And here I am. So just so you know, you are in the hands of a teacher. Okay, so here's my disclaimer and my limitation of liability. Listen, I'm going to give you the information, and what you're going to do is you're going to take that and you're going to use that to the best of your ability. Whatever you need help with, I can definitely do that. So definitely reach out to me. But I just wanted you to know that artificial intelligence can be a slippery slope. Like Malika said, it is definitely a skill set. You need to use it, not be afraid of it, jump in with it, but also understand that if unchecked, some of its results can be a little bit what you did not necessarily intend. So I'm going to give you the information and we're going to move forward with that. So AI agents, what are they? How many of you have heard about AI agents? Like you've heard about them a lot. Please raise your hand if you might have seen them somehow, maybe on the news. You don't know. You probably thought it was a person, but it could be someone else or something else. Well, sort of like the AI twin in a way, an AI agent is someone that you don't see, but it is working for you behind the scenes all the time. So, what are AI agents? We'll cover that, why this matters for your business, how AI agents work. Very simply, I'm going to try to break that down. Real world use cases, top platforms and tools, how to get started, and what to watch out for. And I'm definitely going to really point that out. Really, what should be used and what shouldn't be used. But this is definitely for us and for the folks out here who really, by the way, can you hear the sound at all?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so that was a bit of AI I used from a platform. I don't know if you've heard of it, called Sora. Sora is not an agent at all, but I did use that because I was working in Brooklyn with the Urban League, actually, kind of getting them acclimated to artificial intelligence. And I kind of used that. That's kind of a fun slide that I've used over the years. So basic AI chatbots. Basic AI chatbots are, Chat GPT, Gemini, you've used those, Perplexity, Claude. We're moving towards smarter assistants. So there are some platforms out there that say, well, you know what, I'll do a little bit of this for you, a little bit of that. You can actually create them in Chat GPT. But what we're talking about today is um, we're talking about artificial intelligence that's doing a little bit more than just the ordinary. It's doing a little bit more than just writing an email for you. What they're doing is they're going to respond to tasks that you kind of don't want to do on your own. And then also agent fleets. Those are agents that you send out, not one, but many, to do the job that you and possibly a staff would not be able to do in record time. So, what is an AI agent? Well, you have an AI assistant and an AI agent. Those are two completely different things. So, an AI assistant, it waits for your instruction. They answer your questions. They need you at every single step. They're not intuitive. They don't take a command and run it every day. Whatever you need, It's there saying, well, what do you want me to do today? And it does it. It comes back. What do you want me to do next? It does it. And they are super useful. Don't get me wrong. But an AI agent acts on a goal. So if your goal is to be more productive by the end of the week, it is going to ask you, well, what are the tools that you need for me to knock out so that you are more productive at the end of the week? It makes decisions independently and completes multi-step tasks for you. And we're going to go into a little bit more of the nuts and bolts of that. But before I move on, does anyone have any questions? Remember, I am a teacher at heart, so this is something that even in regular conversation, I ask if someone has questions. I can't help it. Is anyone able to put questions in the chat? I don't know if I can't really see the chat. Can someone read the chat out for me? Terrence, can you see the chat? Oh, let me see. Is there anything in the chat right now? Let me see.
Can you repeat the difference between the AI assistant and an AI agent?
Absolutely. Yes. Is that Joyce?
Yes.
Hi, Joyce. Okay, so the AI agent is very different in terms of they can do multiple tasks. Sometimes they're very intuitive. And I'm going to go into it a little bit more. So an AI assistant is basically, well, I want you to write an email for me. It'll do that. And then it comes back. It's done. You know, sometimes it'll say, okay, the email's written. Would you like me to change the tone? You get what I'm saying? But an AI agent goes a lot further with that. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. Okay. So the next slide here, I'm going to minimize this. So this is happening right now with AI agents, right? So 47% of organizations will orchestrate AI agents at scale by end of 2026. This is happening, right? They are 10 times faster at completion, reported in pilot programs and manual workflows. So they've tested this. And AI agents are just quicker. So it's like an AI assisted, but better and faster. And the projected value of AI agents could unlock across global businesses over $4 trillion is being invested and being saved. So AI agents aren't a future trend. Their early adopters are gaining competitive advantages right now. And what is so super exciting is that this is not just for big businesses. This is actually for the entrepreneur here today. So if you are considering, well, how does this work for me? What can I do with it? Oh, I just lost hold on a second. Hold on. Here we go. All right. No. Okay. So how every AI agent is built, the 3 core components. Can you see that or no?
No.
No. Okay. I've lost a little bit. Hold on one more second here. Okay, here we are. And from the current slide. So let's see. There's the brain of the AI agent, the tools that the AI agent can use, and the instructions that you're going to give it. That's how the agent is built. And today, what I'm going to do before we leave here, I'm actually going to show you how I built an AI agent for myself using one of the platforms I'm going to mention. So I actually recorded it so you can see the steps that it takes and the steps that I took in order to create it. And I think that would be helpful. So the brain. It's a large language model like ChatGPT or Claude. It does the thinking, it understands your goal, and you tell it your goal. You tell it exactly what you want it to do. But depending on the platform you use, it might not be intuitive. You might have to be very specific about what you need it to do. And some of those things it might not be able to do. But for the most part, it will. The tools, APIs, web searches, code execution, databases, any of these tools an agent can use and execute. So if you want an agent, for instance, let's just say you're a business owner and you are working on an Excel spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet has certain customers who need correspondence right away. Maybe not something specific, but you just want to get back to those customers. For instance, maybe they had a problem with your website or they had a question about your website, and you want to let them know, listen, your email has been received and we are going to get on it immediately. Well, that's definitely something you can do with an AI agent. That's something that would have taken time away from you or maybe your team, but an AI agent can do that. Now, the instructions that you give the agent are super important, right? The rules, the constraints, you have to add those as well. So, definitely speak to these customers, but not these customers. Definitely look at these transactions from these particular months of this particular year and exclude the rest. The context, that all of that guides the behavior. So think of this as the agent's job description and what it can do, what it can't, and how to handle the cases. So here's how the agent actually works, right? I kind of mentioned it there on a larger scale, but it perceives. So it receives a goal or a task from you. It's called a trigger. Then it breaks the task into substeps and decides which tools to use. Now, when I talk about which tools to use, this is super important here, okay? Because you have to give it access to all the tools. So you can't activate an agent and you haven't given it access to that email. You can't activate an agent and you haven't given it access to the Excel spreadsheet or to the databases that you use or to the other platforms. So you want to be really careful and really understand that it is going to do only what you give it access to. It executes each step, searching the web, writing emails, updating records because you've given it access to that. And then what you do is you check results along with the agent. The agent is going to say, listen, it's done. And, as human beings, we kind of get really excited when it comes to technology sometimes because we think, oh my gosh, it got done. And I think Malika kind of touched on that as well. When I created Andrea Kelly Brands, my goal really was to speak to a large audience of people and most of the people looking like me, simply because I remember with the internet, the people who looked like me were not the people in the money-making conversations. We were positioned as consumers. We were not positioned as producers. So when I developed Andrea Kelly Brands, the story behind that was I had heard about ChatGPT from my son. He told me that there was this thing that kids were using in class. He was telling me because he was afraid. He was like, I didn't use it. I didn't use it. But what I saw was a lesson under that and then a business opportunity because I went back to my colleagues in the education field. And I noticed that no one knew what was going on. Now, a lot of those folks didn't even know about me. So I knew, not know about me, know about ChatGPT, and they didn't look like me. So I know that there was an opportunity there. And why I'm bringing this information to you is because I believe that there's an opportunity with artificial intelligence, just as Malika was sharing. And so what is crystal clear for me is that sharing this opportunity with as many people as I can will give wonderful dividends in the long run. So when you are evaluating and I hope I made sense and I kind of digressed there, but I just kind of wanted to speak from my heart. And I hope I'm not going too quickly. Am I going too quickly? Let me know because I don't want to, step over. Let me know, guys. Am I going too quickly? I'm just going to stop here for a second and then I'll go back and share. I see 2 new comments. Yeah, okay, that's the AI twin security implications. Any questions? I'm going to ask you guys here. Are there any questions before I continue?
I have a quick question. So if you're not a business owner, but you're interested in AI agent, can they do job applications for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, but there's a caveat to that.
Okay. Of course. Of course.
The caveat to that is there's also AI to detect if AI filled out your job application. Okay, so you want to be careful. Right? I'm going to give you a little story. I'm going to get back to this. How much time do I have, Terrence? I don't know. Nicole, do you know how much time I have? When did he tell you you're going on?
He did not specify, so I think it's like half an hour for each one of us, but just keep on going.
Okay. So I'm going to say until 10:45 because I'm not going to step on your toes. Okay. So I'm going to do 10:45. So I'm moving, right? It's like when I'm in class, I'm just like going. Okay. So Joyce, here's what I'll tell you and I'll tell our audience right now. Personal anecdote. I was grading papers. My students know about AI. They know about ChatGPT. I actually teach with AI in many cases, showing them how to use it. However, for the research paper, I was just like, guys, do not do that. Of course, some of them got caught, right? So we're having this conversation about AI use or whatever. And I have to, of course, uncomfortable, call the parent. Hey, listen, your kid kind of used it. We're having this conversation. And the father said, he is one of the higher ups of a company. And when the applicants get to the job interview stage, what they don't know is he has another person next to the computer that they can't see. And they're listening to what the applicant is saying in terms of, their responses, and they are reverse engineering AI to see if the person got that response from AI. They're doing it on the spot.
Wow.
So people are getting a little bit more savvy with how AI is being used to get jobs. So just be careful.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, great. Awesome. All righty. From the current slide here. All right. So, and it delivers output. This is step 5 and asks for human confirmation if needed. I would tell you to make sure you are always confirming, because what you don't want in your business is for AI to churn out something that you did not intend. There is a story, I think it's Microsoft. There is a woman who used an AI agent to do some work for her email with her emails, and it was supposed to delete some emails, and it deleted her entire inbox. You want to be careful. So traditional automation, AI chatbot, and the AI agent. So here are some things that it can and cannot do, and here are the differences. So follow rigid rules. Traditional automation, yeah, that's why, people used it. An AI chatbot, kind of. And what is an AI chatbot? Again, Perplexity, Claude, ChatGPT. And an AI agent will adapt. And if you notice the purple stars there on the complete right-hand side, AI agents adapt and AI agents are autonomous, meaning they work on their own. And that's what makes them very special. So here's some real world use cases. And by the way, that's me. That is my AI twin, but not as sophisticated as the ones you saw earlier, but that is me. And what I do is really, if I want to use an AI agent, the things I would consider it for my particular business: emails, the phone calls I need to return. I don't think I want my AI agent to make phone calls for me, but to let me know which ones I might need to pay attention to. Social media postings, I'm kind of really open to that, and virtual meetings. So those are some of the tasks that I would like to automate, and I have started to automate. So use case number 1, customer service and support. And so your team spends hours answering repetitive questions, routing tickets, following up with the customers, leaving less time for high value work. And the high value work for many business owners is going out and getting more business, right? So 80% of routine support tickets resolved without human intervention are done now by AI agents. Use case number 2, sales and marketing automation, lead research, finding leads through LinkedIn, through the web, personalized outreach. I've kind of mentioned that before. Follow-up emails for specific customer needs, tailored to their needs. Pipeline management, going through and seeing if there are any issues in terms of your pipeline from customer to execution. Content generation, I mentioned that before, blog posts, social captions. Competitive intelligence, this is interesting. You can create an AI agent to go out and look at competitor websites to see what competitors are doing and bring it back to you to see, possibly suggest ways that you can be more effective. and report creation, using the data that it pulls to create new reports for you that are tailored to your specific needs instead of you looking at different Excel spreadsheets and making your own determination. I mean, you could do it, but that could take a lot of time. So really, at the end of the day, what tasks will you outsource, right? That's the real question here. What tasks are the tasks that really kind of burden you sometimes, and the day ends and you wish you could have done this or that and you really didn't get a chance to? An AI agent might be able to help. And use case number 3, operations and back office work, like invoices, the financial reports, the reviewing the contracts, scheduling, coordination, inventory and supply chain. Those are really tasks that are not the pretty ones. They're not front facing. They're, but they are completely and totally necessary. And having an AI agent look at the specifics, for instance, of a contract, reviewing the contract before you hire, is extremely important. But it is possible that an AI agent might catch things that a human being might miss. Research and knowledge work. Okay, so this is super important too. Before agents, you could spend hours scouring industry reports, the data entry. I mentioned a lot of this before, the analyzation of numbers, searching emails, inconsistent research quality. Listen, people get tired. Sometimes the things they give you, or they run out of time. Sometimes the research that you get from human beings can be great one day, not great the next. If you're depending on different companies, some different companies give you different pieces of information here, different pieces of information there. But an AI agent, it reads 50 plus reports in minutes. It data extracts and structures automatically. The summary reports are generated on demand, email threads summarized instantly, and they're consistent. I mean, even in my on my cell phone, even if I don't get to that particular message thread, the AI in my phone will let me know the topics that were covered before I tap into the message thread. Now, what are the platforms and tools that can be super useful, looking at my time, super useful right now when you deploy AI agents? So let's just say you wanted to get started right away. Where do you go? So there are no code platforms, right? There are platforms that are super easy to use for an individual or a team, huge businesses or not. I would say the huge businesses, you want to go over to the enterprise suites, but for a small business, you can use Zapier, Make, V7 Go, and Copilot Studio. Those are some suggestions right there. For developers, now these are businesses that have tech teams and they want to build agents. Some examples are LangChain, AutoGen, Crew AI, OpenAI SDK. And then there are enterprise suites for larger organizations, and they might have some real security needs, right? And compliance and governance that they need to answer to. So for those, Salesforce, Microsoft Copilot, and SAP AI. So they are a little bit more involved for the larger business owner. So it really depends on your needs. There's an AI agent platform out there for lots of folks. So I'm looking at the chat here. I think I answered that. What software creates AI agents? I think I answered you. Oh, here's the answer to my question. Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. Okay, so recommended for business owners, there are no code platforms. I mentioned these before. Zapier, that's the one that I'm going to show you today. VZ7 Go, drag and drop. Okay, Microsoft Copilot Studio. It integrates Teams, Outlook, and SharePoint. So if your business is running on Microsoft, you might want to use Microsoft Copilot Studio and keep the integration within Microsoft 365. And then Salesforce, Agentforce, built for CRM, heavy workflows, strong for customer-facing agents, very, very sales-driven. So if you look at this man's desk, there's a lot going on here. And what can an AI agent do to kind of simplify your day and make things just a little easier for you as the business owner so you can concentrate on other tasks that will grow your business or enhance your life? So you start simple. There are multi-agent systems and there are single agent systems. So the single agent system here, one model handles the full workflow, simpler to build and debug, faster execution because you gave it fewer things to do, and better for most business use cases. And I recommend that for beginners. But then there's the multi-agent, and that's when you scale later. That's when your business is really big and you need specialist agents for different tasks. Manager agent coordinates the team, best for complex parallel workflows. You have certain things going at certain times, and you need 2 agents or 3 agents to work throughout the day, and it adds latency and architectural complexity. Please don't use the multi-agent until you have gotten acclimated to the single agent if you have not used them before. So how to get started, a practical roadmap for business owners. So what you do, and just checking my time. Okay, what you do is you identify one bottleneck, meaning one thing where things just kind of stop and you have a hard time where so many tasks compile in one place. So identify a place in your business. Maybe it's the kind of middle of the morning where you have phone calls, emails, client calls, presentations, so much stuff going on, Zoom meetings, this, that, the other. What is happening? Where are the bottlenecks? And choose your platform. Use a no-code tool to start, build later on. Build one agent, give it clear instructions, define tools and tight permissions, and keep it super simple. Don't tell it, if you haven't used it before, to access your email and access your Excel spreadsheets or access all these other platforms if you really haven't just used it for email, let's just say. Add human checkpoints. OpenAI's recommendation, keep humans in the loop for critical decisions until you trust the agent. And measure, learn, and expand, and track everything. Expand over time, but learn first. So this is a simple filter to find your best first AI agent opportunity if you're shopping around. Look for something that you and your team, you do this task the same way every time, then that's a task you might want to give to the agent. There's a clear way to do it, and if there's a defined process, give that to the agent. Give the agent something that's usually super time consuming. Give the agent something like reading or writing or processing data. And sure, give your agent something you don't really like to do. I hate to say it, but unless it's something that really needs your attention, but if it's necessary and an AI agent can do it and crunch numbers, definitely go ahead and try that. So what to watch out for and be careful of. Don't start too big. Don't skip the instructions. The instructions that you give the AI agent are extremely important, so be clear. If you need to, I would suggest using a chat bot, say ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or Gemini, and tell it that you are trying to give your agent some clear instructions. Let that platform give clear agent instructions and copy those instructions into the agent. I think that makes sense. Be careful. Do not let it run automatically. You're not checking in to make sure it's doing the right thing. And be careful of giving it private information too. Too much private information, especially legal and financial. Just be careful with that. Agents excel at rule-based data-driven tasks. Don't use them where nuanced human judgment is essential. Be careful. So humans are important. Agents can't do everything. And sometimes, let's just say you have customers. There's some customers we have where you want to treat them a little differently than others. Yeah, on the paper, they might look the same, but you might know one customer and you might know their circumstance. So you want to treat them differently, and they might not get that email that everyone else gets. And don't ignore data privacy. Do not give an agent something that is super private and you can get into a privacy situation. So be careful about that as well. Building trust in your agents. I'm going to go through these really quickly. Just basically look, start low stakes, like I said, set clear boundaries and instructions, audit all the time, use your human side to do that. Week 1, week 2, and week 3, this is a bit of a roadmap. List tasks that you want to do. Go ahead and sign up for a free trial. Don't buy it first. Sign up for the free trial. See if you like it, see if it's effective, and then build from there. This is a quick video. I'm just going to give you this really quickly. Winston, tell me if I'm out of time, but
No, you're good. Few
okay.
more minutes.
Can you hear?
I don't hear the audio.
Pardon?
I don't hear the audio from the commercial.
Okay, so you don't hear anything. Okay, hold on a second. Let me escape here. Let me get out. Let me stop sharing. And what I'm going to do is in share, there is share sound. Got it. I'm on it. Okay.
For nanotech, navigation, neuroscience.
Can you hear it now?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So
is your social media feed or social feed filled with examples of AI agents doing some wild things like making phone calls or joining Moltbook, which is a Facebook for bots? And you might be confused about the difference between ChatGPT and Claude Bot, which is different from Claude. Well, Scott Hanselman is a VP of developer community at Microsoft, and he posted a video explaining to non-techies or normie terms what's going on with these AI agents, using an example of his blood sugar levels. Take a listen.
If I have a blood sugar system, I'm diabetic, so I have a system in the cloud that manages my blood sugar, and I can visit that website and I can see my blood sugar, and it comes from my sensor. If I said to the system, "What's my blood sugar?" Obviously, it doesn't know that. ChatGPT is not training my blood sugar. My blood sugar is a thing that's happening right now. It's not a thing that happened on the internet before. And it would say, well, how would I know your blood sugar? Do you use this system or this system or this system? I use a system called Night Scout. Oh, I can Google for Night Scout, and it'll go and Google for Night Scout. It'll learn the API, the application programming interface. So now it knows Night Scout. And then it would say, hey, what's the URL? What's the website for your Night Scout? And what's an API key? What's a key or a token that's unique to you that would let me access that thing? And then it would loop again, and it would make a call. It would make an HTTP GET, or what's called a REST API call, to this URL with this token, get my blood sugar back, get back some JSON, some JavaScript object notation, grab out my blood sugar and say, your blood sugar is 100. And that feels magical.
Certainly does. There's a lot to unpack here, though. So joining us now is Scott Hanselman, the Vice President of Developer Community at Microsoft. Scott, thanks so much for joining us. Most people have experience with ChatGPT, which is also known as a large language model, or LLM. We're going to hear that term a lot, so I want to make sure folks know the difference. So let's start with that. What is the main difference between an LLM and an AI agent?
So put into simple terms, an LLM is a really good word guesser.
Okay.
If you think about it in terms of like the Family Feud, if I said to you, hey, Elizabeth, it's a beautiful day, let's go to the, you would say what?
Beach.
Exactly. And that's the most likely thing that someone would say. So then Steve Harvey says, show me beach. Mm-hmm. And that's the answer. But for
okay, so I'm just going to pause this here, but I just wanted to let you know that there is so much information on basically the AI agent out there that whenever you hear it from now on, I want you to pay more attention. So there's Zapier and there's OpenClaw. Really quickly, I'm going to show you the difference. Now, there's this man here and he wants to unlock automation. He's John. He has an online furniture store. I'm going to show you right now what an AI agent looks like being built. I recorded this just so you see the beginnings of it. Okay, so I used Zapier. It's one of the non-code platforms. And here, I gave it access to one of my email accounts. And it says here, I'm going to build it with Copilot using Gmail as email service, missed emails, unread emails from previous day, need to clarify where to create the list. And it's got all these steps. So here we go. I'm creating an agent in the Zapier platform. It's asking me what email server I use. Okay, so here are my instructions. Send me a list at 8 a.m. of all the emails I have not yet responded to the day before. And that's what I've asked it to do. And it was able to do that. And look at what it's asking me. Where should the daily list be created? Google Sheets, send via email to yourself, Notion, or somewhere else. Once you tell me the destination, I'll route you to Zap Editor with the complete automation ready to build. It's ready to go. It's so, creating an agent in the Zapier, I'm sorry, doing this, okay. It's ready to go. And here it says, Morning Mist Email Digest, scheduled by Zapier, daily at 8 a.m. New email matching search, find unread emails using search query, is unread, whatever, whatever it says there. Gmail, send email to your email address, daily missed email. So it's going to send me an email of all the emails I missed so I can look. All right. So there's that. But there's something else, and this is a great time. This is in 2026. There is the superhuman agent called OpenClaw. It's the world's most powerful agent available right now. And OpenClaw is in many ways incredible. So the AI that actually does things, it'll clear your inbox, it'll send emails, manage your calendar, checks for flights, all with WhatsApp, Telegram, or any other chat app you already use. And there are experiences with real AI assistants as well. It's incredible. So just wanted to give you that. So I teach you about AI agents so you can make an informed decision. I personally use them selectively because privacy and security matter to me, and they should matter to you too. So just remember that when you're using an AI agent, remember you're giving it access to all of your platforms. Whatever platform you want it to work from, you're giving it access to that platform. Always confirm before doing something. Start small. Don't let it get away from you. Know your exit switch before you start. If something starts to launch and it's too autonomous, find a way and know exactly how the kill switch is going to work. How can you stop it? And if you don't know, like on Zapier or any of the other platforms, call customer service to make sure there is a kill switch and audit whatever is touched after every single session. Look it over as a human being to see that it meets your needs. So just so you know, I actually have a book out called Press the Shift Key. And this is a book that I wrote, really not a book so much as a workbook. And it's available on Amazon. It's a workbook for any level of business owner. And the reason why I created this workbook, and I'm going pretty quickly because I'm running out of time. The reason why I created it is because AI can be really overwhelming. AI, there's a lot of information. And oftentimes, if you listen to the news, if you listen to podcasts and so forth and so on, you kind of get teched out. And so that's why so many of us make ourselves available in this kind of way. That's why there's so many different avenues for you to start small and then work up. But Press the Shift Key is there to kind of audit yourself and to ask yourself, well, what are some things about myself that make me afraid of AI? How can I use AI in a better way so that I don't feel so out of the loop? It kind of does an inventory on the business owner themselves before moving forward to using so many platforms that you might not feel comfortable with. And if you may, please do me a favor. Please, can you scan that QR code and let me know how I did? It's super important to me because I am building my business. As I said, I will soon be Dr. Andrea Kelly once my dissertation is finished. And I plan to take my expertise and all of my experiences and move ahead onto bigger stages and bigger platforms. But I can't do that unless you tell me how this went, how I can be of use, and what you'd like to see. And if you'd like to see me again, because I love doing what I do and helping folks like you learn more about artificial intelligence. So I want to say thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. This was a presentation I was waiting for. because I want to
Okay.
I want to create an agent that can send all of my friends and family a message to tell them to join the Black Adult Society.
Oh, you
So
can definitely do that. Yes.
I definitely want to do that. So thank
Yes.
you, thank you, thank you so much, Andrea.
You're very welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Great, great. So that was number two. Listen, I know this has been a long morning, but I don't want to say I saved the best for last because all three of these presentations, are great. But our next speaker, our next presenter, Nicole Orozco. There's one thing out there that none of us can avoid, right? And that's taxes, right? Um, unfortunately, right? But when it comes to AI, there are so many creative ways that we can implement AI technology in our lives. And this workshop was is primarily for entrepreneurs and small business folks. But on the flip side, as well as individuals, you may have um, income that you're receiving outside of your employment, and as a side hustle or such. And there's a lot of technology, that can be used to help you manage that. I don't want to get too far ahead because, Nicole is going to take it over and give a great presentation on how to use AI in that space as well. So good morning, Nicole.
Thank you, Terrence. And thank you, Malika and Andrea, for such some great presentations. So now I want to talk to you about AI and finance, one of my favorite topics. So I'm Nicole Orozco. I am the founder of Nicole Orozco Accounting and Tax Solutions. I have been in the accounting and financial sector for over 25 years. I am a CFO by career. And again, I also have my own accounting firm on the side. I've built a super brand discussing finances and accounting. I am forever researching artificial intelligence and just keeping, up to date with all of the trends as far as individual and small business finances and how AI can streamline some of those processes for us and provide all of the information, that would help us gain clarity as far as our financial health is concerned. So I am going to jump right in. I'm going to give you guys a very high level overview of just really using AI. And in particular, I am a big fan of ChatGPT. I use it in my life every day, not only for the basic stuff, but just I use it to help me make decisions as far as my financial health as well. And as a CFO, I have managed investment portfolios up to 160 million. I've managed extensive and robust investment portfolios for significant companies. I have also used artificial intelligence to help me streamline a lot of my processes. And now I use it in reference to my current clients for my business. So it's very important to me. And that's why this is a topic that is so close to my heart. So I'm just going to jump right into this presentation. Okay. Let's see, share. Okay, you guys, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Just give me 1 minute. So today we're going to talk about something that is rapidly changing how we really manage our money, run businesses, and make financial decisions. We're going to be, of course, talking about AI and finances. When it comes to the financial situation, AI, it can really feel really intimidating and overly technical. I saw someone put in the chat about, security purposes. And we'll get into that, as well. But the reality is that you already use AI in a lot of the tools that you use today, right? A lot of the apps you use, if you use any of the budgeting apps, if you use any of the accounting software, and even with your bank, AI is really being used to help them automate a lot of those systems. So the real opportunity is really learning how to use these tools intentionally to make your financial life easier and really more efficient. And I've learned how to use that, and I use it, daily. And I'm a true testimony that AI has really, assisted me, who is a CFO and also CPA, in my finances as well. So for individuals, AI powered tools can help you track your spending. It can help you organize your finances, and it can also help you create smarter budgets. For small business owners, and do we have any business owners in the house? Or any entrepreneurs, anyone that's hoping to start businesses? Just throw the heart up there so I'll know. Excellent, excellent. So for the small business owners, AI can automate tasks like your invoicing, your expense tracking, your financial reporting. And this would allow you to free up time to focus on really growing your business instead of getting buried in a lot of manual paperwork. So today I'm going to walk you through a real high level of practical AI tools and automations that can really help you simplify financial management, reduce some of the manual work that you do, and also really provide better insight into your money, whether it be for your business, again, or yourself as an individual. Now, let's just keep in mind that AI, we always say, oh, it's going to, take over the jobs. It can never take over to the capacity that we think that it's going to take over. And so the goal is not to replace financial knowledge or discipline. The goal is really to use this technology to support making smarter financial decisions and just building stronger financial systems. So I want to talk about using ChatGPT because I use it. I think a lot of us use it and we love it. So I want to talk about chat and how it can be applied in real everyday financial situations. So the reality of things is that small business are not really failing from a lack of sales, right? We're out there, we're doing all things. Small businesses are really failing from their lack of financial clarity. Business owners, small business owners, they really just don't know what's going on with their business, and they really just don't have the time. And most of my clients come to me and they're like, you know what, Nicole, I'm just so overwhelmed. They're years behind as far as bookkeeping, or they just don't understand, the financial vernacular. They just don't understand finances and accounting. So can you also guess what are some of the common problems that small businesses have? Anybody want to just unmute themselves and give some answers? No? Okay, so let me show you. So some of the other common problems that small businesses have are they have cash flow confusion. They're so confused about what is going on with their small business, right? They don't know, their net worth. They don't know what's going on financially with their business. Manual bookkeeping. A lot of small businesses have not reached a capacity where they can hire an accountant or, a bookkeeper or someone that can help manage their finances on a day-to-day basis. Late invoicing. How many of us have done the work, but you know what? We're so engrossed in continuing to move on with our day-to-day life that we kind of, it falls through the cracks about invoicing, so we can obtain our money. And then there's no forecasting, right? We don't know what the future is going to look like because we don't even know what's going on presently. And sometimes that's with ourselves as well, right? We don't know what we really look like, what our financial picture looks like. And then there's, last but not least, poor records. We just don't know how, or we just don't know how to keep the records, again, for our small business or whether it be individually. So the reality is for individuals as well is that many individuals really mishandle their money and they really struggle to get ahead. So I've outlined some of the reasons why people really mishandle their money and really, and really struggle financially. The number one reason is the lack of financial education. Most of us, we were really never taught how to manage our money. Schools really taught any budgeting, saving, investing. We were not taught about credit. And so many people, so many of us have learned through trial and error. But we're in a day and age where the information is there. It's just how to obtain it and how to utilize it to the best of our advantage. Second, of course, is living beyond their means. Many individuals, they don't know, what their financial situation is. So they often spend more than they earn. And really it's due to lifestyle pressure, just convenience spending, or just really trying to keep up, with the times and what's going on. And then third, people don't have a clear financial picture. So a lot of us, we don't even budget, right? We don't know what our financial goals are. We just don't know. Again, we're not forecasting. We just don't know where we would like to be financially. We have an idea, but we just don't know how to get there. Many people don't track their spending and they just don't have a clear understanding of where their money is going. And you know what? Honestly, that used to be me years ago. I know I made all this money. I was always making six figures. And then some days I look up and I'm like, okay, where is my money going? I had no idea like where my money was going. And because I just had so many expenses and so much, different avenues of where my money was pulling from, it was just so hard for me to really just track it and really, keep up with it. Others have a lot of debt and high interest payments. Are you that person that has, interest payments and you don't know, what your interest rates are? So now these are things where you can use artificial intelligence to be able to provide you and assist you with that information. And then there's emotional spending. We know what that's like. Again, you're not tracking your money, but you want to make a purchase. You don't even know what your current situation is. So you're just, jumping in and just making these, impulsive purchases without really knowing what your financial picture looks like. And even if you could afford to make that purchase. And last but not least, we have a lack of systems and organization. And to me, that is one of the biggest reasons why people mishandle their money and why small businesses fail, from a lack of system and a lack of financial organization. People really rely on their memory. They think they know what's going on with their finances. It's in their head. They really fail to track it and put it on paper. But really, without tools and automation and regular financial checkups, things like your bills, your savings, and also your spending becomes very, very, very disorganized. So why do we need to implement AI into our financial life? AI implementation enhances efficiency, as you guys heard. It automates a lot of tasks. It improves your decision making, and it also drives innovation across, no matter what your industry is, really, it can drive innovation in that industry. AI really automates that busy work. I know for myself, again, looking at numbers all day, and just really, trying to stay up to date with the trends and, what's going on. And, we get on social media and we have so many platforms talking about invest here, do this. If you have a kid that's getting ready for college, 529 savings accounts. And some of us, we just don't have the time, or the financial capability to kind of put all those things together. So that's where AI, would be very useful if that's you, that has so much going on and you just really need to, get yourself organized. AI is going to analyze those numbers faster. Okay, this tool, the handy dandy calculator, was my best friend for many, many, many years. Now all I really do is just drop those numbers in artificial intelligence, and it pretty much, does all the analysis for me. So it has, become like several bookkeepers for me as far as my business is concerned. AI will also help you make faster financial decisions. So rather than sit, having to take time and do your due diligence and, dive through the internet about various platforms and, investments, if you're interested in making investments, AI has the capability to compile all that data for yourself as well as your business and help you make those smarter financial decisions. So let's start talking about automation, right? Before you can begin to automate some of these processes in your life, you have to have a clear understanding of what your goal is. Identify the areas where AI can add value and develop a strategic plan for implementation. So for someone like myself who has various streams of income, and, I just did not know what to do with my money or where I wanted to put my money, I use AI to help me come up with a strategic plan as far as investing and saving and, just looking at my financial health overall. So some automations to turn on for your individual or business needs, bank fees, and we'll get into that. So bank fees means that feeding AI information, from your bank. And I'm not talking about your personal information. I'm talking about your income and expenses, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you are a business and you have reoccurring invoices, automate that. Put that into AI. Let AI take over the responsibility of sending invoices to your vendors, right? Auto payment reminders. If you're anything like me and you have 1,000,001 bills and 1,000,001, expenses going on, put those reminders into AI, right? It's very important that we want to, keep our payments on time because we know that can ultimately affect your credit. We don't want any late payments there. So set auto payment reminders in AI. Have AI capture your receipts, right? And then last but not least, I've highlighted your income and expense categorization. And the reason why I've highlighted this is because when you give AI the capability to automate this for you, it does something very, very important, and not only for yourself as an individual, but also for your small business. AI will have the capability to produce solid financial statements. And if you know anything about financial statements are necessary for the individual to see. As an individual, you can see your financial health, but also for entrepreneurs and small businesses, it's necessary if you want to scale up your business and make your business bankable. And when I say bankable, that means if you ever have any intention of trying to acquire additional funding, grants, small business loans, wherever you go to acquire money for your small business, your small venture, the very first thing that banks or any kind of funding organization is going to require is that you have solid financial statements. And again, sometimes you're not in the position to hire an accountant and spend thousands of dollars to preparing those financial statements. That's where AI will come in and help you automate that and help you produce those financial statements that you can easily present to the bank. So that's why income and expense categorization is so important. And if anything, this is what you will begin to, as far as when you start to automate your finances. So I know this question was asked, and I just wanted to highlight this. Is it safe to upload your financial data into AI? So again, I've done throughout the years, I've done extensive research and really looked at case studies where artificial intelligence is concerned. And as far as uploading your financial data, and to really be honest, you're more at risk in other areas than with artificial intelligence. I won't say it's 100%, and but you want to, it's really based on your discretion. It is relatively safe to share your financial with an AI platform, but it is also very, very important that you take all precautionary measures, right? So you don't want to put things, your social, you don't want to put your full, bank account number in there. So you don't want to put your very important information in there. It's always a good idea to read the fine print about how AI platforms handles personal information before you really begin sharing it. So all of the AI platforms that I use, whether it be ChatGPT or for myself, I've read the fine print as far as, sharing your personal data. It is really generally safe to share financial information with an AI platform that you've paid for versus one that you use for free. So I think that you want to keep that in mind. Okay. So now let's look at an example of how AI can categorize your income and expenses. And doing this is a great way to help you start to see what your financial picture is, much more clearer. So I did a screenshot. I created like a sample bank statement. And of course, if you decide that you're going to upload any of your bank activity, I would suggest that you download it first, remove any pertinent information that's on there, whether you don't want your name on there or, any of your account numbers, and then you can decide to re-upload it back into AI. So let me go back a little bit. I'm not sure, it's going to give me 1 second. Oh man, my video is not working. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm not sure why. Let me refresh a little. Okay. So as you can see, the first prompt, right? As Malika and Andrea spoke about, that would be the prompt. So the first prompt that I wrote to AI is I explained that I'm going to put in my statement. Can you identify all of my income and categorize my expenses for me? So basically, I am asking AI in a very simple way to create for me a financial statement. And we call this financial statement your profit and loss. So you would be able to see basically in simple terms what money is coming in and what money is going out. And now it will categorize it in these specific expenses. Okay, so my first prompt is I'm uploading my statement. Can you identify that for me? So as you can see, chat came back and it gave me first and foremost an account summary, which we do see on our statement, right? Our beginning balance, it will let us know our total deposit, your expenses, and then your ending balance. And also to verify that it is accurate, right? And we call this reconciliation. AI has verified that these totals do match the summary shown on your statement, because there is a disclaimer in artificial intelligence, especially chat, that tells you there may be some errors. So this statement in itself lets us know that a reconciliation has been done and the numbers are pretty accurate. So then let's move forward and see, how good AI is going to build this out for us. So then we have AI has identified our income, right? And not only has it identified the income, but now it's telling you the source. So it is letting us know that it is showing you your income source, whether it be cash deposits or electronic payments. So now it is giving us a total of the income. And then now moving forward, now AI is identifying all of our expenses. And this is what is so important for me, right? Again, because I have so much going on, is that I don't always get the opportunity, to go through my bank statement every single month, or I have maybe like 5 different banks. And I know some of us, again, we have, credit cards, and we have different streams of income we have so much going on financially. We don't always have the time to go through it. So it's so important that I'm able to see my expenses categorized like this, because it's giving me a high level picture of what is going on with me financially. And if you're anything like me, every single day, I want to know what's going on with my money, right? And every single week, I do like a financial checkup as far as what has transpired with my money. And then every single month it go, and so on and so forth. And then every quarter, I build it out. And then annually, not only for my businesses, but for myself, I actually do this exact same exercise. And it gives me a clear picture of what I look like on a very regular basis, on a quarterly basis, or an annual basis. And so I would suggest that you do this, you implement this automation into your business, because this will give you a very clear picture as far as what is going on with your business or your venture. So it is broken out your expenses by the category. So you see, we have food, we have shopping, and it's actually itemizing your merchants, right? It's showing you the bank fees. And then what it has done right here, it has broken it down even further into the categories. So now you can look, if you've uploaded 3 months of banking activity into AI, it can categorize it for you, and it will show you, based on your expenses, look at how much money that you're spending in food. Look at how much money that you're spending in transportation or entertainment, or even the fees. And again, this is so important for businesses to understand this. This is called your profit and loss statement. And you can see it here in live time. And then AI always goes further to give you your key observations and really a financial insight. So based on what I've provided, AI has said to me, look, Nicole, your food is too high. And I don't know if you're like me, but I have 2 teenage sons that are home that are forever ordering food on Uber Eats and DoorDash or whatever have you not. And when I really did this exercise, I was able to show them, like, listen, guys, look at how much money that we are spending ordering food. Had we not spent all this money, maybe, we could have bought your car quicker, or we could have put more money into, I've encouraged them to open like investment accounts. I'm like, we could have taken that money and put it someplace else, but we would have never known that if we did not have, do this exercise and automate looking at our income and expenses. And I do this with my business as well. And this has enabled me to be able to scale up, because I'm able to see what the activity that is going on in my business, again, on a very regular basis. So it's really telling you what's high. What are you spending on? What is your spending? What are you dominating, right? And then it would, now that we've jumped down the rabbit hole, right, it would continue to take us down even further. So now it's asking us, would you like to create a clean budget spreadsheet, right? Or now, would you like a monthly spending chart? Or even identify ways to save $200 to $400 per month. Now it would even go even further now and build, again, a financial statement called a cash flow plan for this account. So this is one of the very high level ways that you can use AI to really automate looking at your income and expenses. And just this simple exercise, again, will really take you down the rabbit hole, because the more prompts now that you give to AI, the more that it will produce, right? The more that it would do the analysis and really show you what is going on. And pretty much anything that you can really think of in terms of your income and expenses, you are able to ask AI and it will provide, it will provide those answers for you. So someone like me who's always looking for ways to make additional money or to save money or where I should put my money. After this exercise, some of my prompts would be, well, AI, I have additional $500 extra this month. What do you suggest that I do with it? My business, my business income was an extra X amount of dollars this month. What do you think I should do with it? Or AI, I have this amount of money that's just sitting in my bank account that I'm not really looking to utilize at this time. What do you think I should do with that? Right? So now you can really go down the rabbit hole and it will be able to provide you more of that data. So some additional prompts that I've outlined for you to ask AI that would give you additional financial analysis. And I'm not going to go through them all, but some very important ones that I've highlighted, that you can really ask AI that would, again, give you additional financial analysis for yourself or your business. And that would be based on these numbers, what expenses could I reduce without hurting business growth? That's something all of us, as small business owners, that we need to understand, right? What are our expenses? What's going on with the business? And if we have excessive expenses, how can we reduce that? We can ask AI, analyze my expenses and identify any unusual spending patterns. So I know with myself, having bookkeepers and, having an accounting system, once I did ask AI this, it was able to identify that I was spending a lot of money on, really different platforms, all of the fees, right, that I was just using. And now I was able to identify that and really consolidate all of those additional platforms and apps that I was spending my money using. I was able to consolidate that and now automate it all into one artificial intelligence platform that will be able to provide me the data that all these additional apps, and platforms were doing for me. You can also ask AI, review these numbers and tell me whether this business appears financially healthy. So you can upload as much data as you feel comfortable with into AI, and it would be able to give you that analysis. And these are prompts that I myself use with AI, and it has assisted me in becoming super successful in my own, financial life. And also, it has helped me with the health of my business. What are 3 financial improvements will you recommend based on this data? It would give you that as well. Explain these financial numbers in simple terms for a non-financial business owner. And I found that sometimes this is one of the most challenging things that, business owners really kind of, deal with, having to understand, the financial data. In finance and accounting, we use a lot of acronyms, and sometimes, just someone that is not an accountant and not in the accounting field is very challenging for them to understand or analyze what is going on. This is where AI will be able to break that down for you and give you a simple analysis, as simple as you ask it to be, as far as what is going on financially. Okay. So that is some of the prompts that you can ask. So why more data leads to better financial analysis? The more financial data that you provide, the more that you would be able to automate what is going on with your financial data, right? You can gain more insight about how you and your business is performing financially. So myself, not that I trust AI 100%, but again, I've done extensive research and I've been using it for years. And I've pretty much fed it a great deal of my financial data. So really and truly, I can just, get up again and ask it simple prompts. And AI will be able to, produce what I need. Sometimes for different scenarios, whether it be, I'm going for, again, small business financing, I'm able to use AI, in terms of generating these financial reports that I need to present to any kind of funder. I also use it to present financial data to any of my clients. I use it to present financial data during tax time right now when I'm doing taxes and I'm going over taxes. And, many people have a lot of questions about, what is going on? Am I putting enough money, into my 401k? Are they taking out enough taxes? So AI has streamlined a lot of my processes as a business owner, allowing me to be able to present again to clients and funders and what have you not. So think of financial data like pieces of a puzzle. The more pieces that you have, the clearer the picture becomes. AI can identify spending patterns, your risks, and opportunities that would otherwise be hidden if it was not there. So now that AI has the capability to take all this financial data and really do thorough analysis of it. So that's why I feel that it's so important, again, for the growth of a business as well as an individual financially, that we utilize, these platforms. So developing and training AI models. When we talk about training AI models, it simply means teaching the system to recognize patterns in order for your data to help you make better financial decisions, right? And that goes back again, whatever you're comfortable inputting to artificial intelligence, that is what it is going to recognize, and it is going to take that information, and it is going to recognize your financial patterns and your financial habits, hence helping you make better financial decisions once you give it that prompt. So think of it like training a new employee. The more examples you give them, the better they become at recognizing what is normal, what is unusual, and what actions that you should be taking to make it better if you need assistance. So if you decide, okay, I want to use AI to automate some of the processes for my business, but you currently have systems already in place. Like the majority of my clients use QuickBooks for their small business. So I've integrated AI with QuickBooks, meaning that I've integrated it where I am able to obtain the information from QuickBooks and really drop it into AI and really do further analysis of what is going on in their financial system. So considering myself a good CPA and a good financial person, this is what I really, do for my clients, and really, all of the people that I mentor, I teach them how to integrate AI with any kind of system that they currently have. So we will be able to do thorough analysis. Testing and validation. And really, all that means is really just testing these models to make sure that they work and give you the accurate data. And as you saw before, we call that reconciliation, right? Because we want to know, even though it is artificial intelligence, it does state that there is room for, some inaccuracies. So I always look for AI to validate that whatever I have fed it, whether it be any kind of statement, that they give me a statement that's saying it does match, right? So that's when I know that reconciliation has been done, and I can pretty much depend on the data and the analysis that it is going to provide for me. So what are your next steps, right? If you say, okay, this sounds good to me, I might be able to use this. This really might be able to help me. where should I start? Whether it be, I want to look at things, on a business level. I haven't done that in some years. I feel like my business is, not performing up to par. What do I need to do? The number one thing that you need to do is start organizing your financial data. You don't have to get crazy with it, right? If you have a business bank account, just download all of that activity for the last year into a spreadsheet. Again, remove any data that you might feel, that that you would not want, to be uploaded in artificial intelligence, and drop that data into AI. Let it start, doing some automation. Let it start looking and do the analysis of what has been going on with you or your business financially. So start, number one, by organizing your financial data. Gather 6 months of financial data that may include your bank statements or your credit card statements, and do the analysis of that. Automate your financial tracking and upload that data into AI again. Start asking AI financial questions, right? I gave you some of the prompts. You can start by simply, again, once that data is in, the number one prompt, AI, analyze my income and expenses, and then you can go from there. Use AI to make better financial decisions. AI has already compiled all of the financial data that's on the web from all of the banks, all of the financial institutions, and now it has the capability to give you that all at once. So I asked AI the other day, show me credit cards with low interest rates, rather than me having to sit here and sift through all of these, cards with low interest rates or whatever. It was able to give me a list, right, for my business. So use AI to help you make these financial decisions that you would normally do manually, that you would sit here and spend hours researching for yourself or your business. And again, help AI to help you answer questions, right? Like sometimes I simply ask AI, how can I improve my own finances and the financial health of my business? I ask it sometimes, can I afford to make this purchase? I'll put my business bank account into my business bank statement into AI. After it's done its analysis, I would then ask, can I afford to do a renovation on my office space? Can I afford a new? And it would clearly let me know based on my spending trends for that time period that I had fed it the data. Based on my income, and now this is for me as an individual, based on my income, how can I save more money? I've had this extensive conversation with AI, and it has given me various scenarios on how I can save more money and grow my money, right? I give it some time frames. In 1 year, I want to save X amount of dollars. Show me how I can do this. So it will also give you different recommendations, again, based on the data that you have fed it, how you or your business can achieve a certain income level that you're seeking to achieve. So these are some of the next steps that you want to do to kind of start on automating, your finances for yourself and your business. And really, the conclusion is the goal is not to replace your financial judgment with AI, because ultimately it would give you the data, it would give you the analysis, it would give you tools and automations, but really the decisions is really still yours. It's still a human decision. The goal is always to use AI as a very powerful assistant that helps you to understand your numbers faster and really to make those smarter decisions, because now you have all this information in front of your face compiled in one. Where can you find me? So I have a website. If you would like to have further consultation on streamlining some of these processes, or even just looking at yourself, your individual finances, as a whole, you can go on my website and book. I do free 30-minute consultations. You can email me periodically on my accountant Instagram page. I will be making content as far as helpful accounting, useful tips for you. And here's my phone number. All right. So I hope that this has been so very insightful and that you're really encouraged to utilize, artificial intelligence as far as, helping you look at your financial health. Back over to you, Terrence. Thank you. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that presentation. We definitely wanted to close it off with the money,
That is important because we're
tracking
trying to
those
get to it this
expenses.
year.
Oh my God. And when you were talking about your sons and tracking those expenses, but I'm afraid to do it.
But you know what? It's so, and I just came out with the children's book about, teaching kids early as far as financial literacy is concerned. But you know what? As the kids are aging, and again, our kids are in college, it's important that we help them not only say to them, save your money, but we help them understand their spending, right? So that's a very important exercise that I do with my children. And I also, taught them how to use artificial intelligence to do that as well. Put that in and you are able to see what's going on. And when they're able to see, the amount of money that goes into these expenses, I say to them, you know what, we could be doing so much other things with this money. And when they actually see in front of their faces the amount of money that goes into these different expenses, you would be surprised how they are willing to make those changes, right? Because I think all of us, we want, we realize that savings is so, important in really getting us to the next step. So when I saw that and I showed them, it was like, it was just eye-opening. Like I was able to show them, on a yearly basis, look at how much I'm spending in heat and light and, maintenance and all different. So when I uploaded all my expenses for a year, I was able to categorize it and really sit down with my family and show them what we were doing in a year's time and how much of our money was going out the door. And let me tell you, I'm a living testimony that because of artificial intelligence and doing those financial checkups, we were able to change that, right? It set the trajectory of what we now do in the house. Because when they're home, I hear them say, you know what, take off the lights, we don't want the bill to be high, or let's get out there because we spend so much money on landscaping, but you never would know that your money is going to all these places unless you really do this financial checkup. And this is one automation that artificial intelligence is able to do for you that you won't have to do it manually anymore for yourself and your business.
No, understood. I think that one of the things that has been spoken about throughout all three workshops is that AI is already out there. It's already been integrated in a lot of the applications that we use.
Absolutely.
And when you use these applications to sort through your checking account or your statements and pull and extract data, it's using artificial intelligence to do that. So
that's correct.
Very, very useful information. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nicole. We appreciate that presentation. So we are, at the end of today. I want to first thank everyone who attended, this AI workshop. This is a part of a monthly series that we do here at the Black Adult Society every first Saturday in this particular space. We do workshops related to entrepreneurism and small business growth. We have some upcoming ones that we're really excited about as well. So stay tuned. One of the ways you can find out and make sure you're up to date and know what's coming is to join the Black Adult Society. It's a free platform. It's a free community. And as you can see, we're utilizing the community because we have a lot of resources within our community that we can take advantage of. And that was one of the things that we wanted to do with this particular platform and this particular spotlight. And kind of on another note, this space here is just one of many other interactive spaces we have. We have a book club and Meet the Author series, where once a month we do a live podcast, with a Black author discussing their book. That's also very interactive. That's fun. We have a space that's dedicated to relationships. We call that the Relationship Talk Lounge. There we partner with multiple podcasts out there that talk about love, relationships, family, and all things relationship. So there's a lot to embrace. There's a lot to discover within the Black Adult Society, and I encourage everyone, to join and to, refer your friends to this organization as well. Lastly, this particular podcast will be on YouTube, a YouTube replay. That will be easy to find. You go to YouTube and you search the Black Adult Society, and on our channel there, this full presentation will be in replay, and it will also be broken out into 3 different segments in replay. So if you know anyone who mentioned to you that they were planning to attend, but they couldn't make it this morning because it was Saturday morning and something else came up, let them know that they can actually find it on YouTube, on the Black Adult Society's YouTube channel. All right. With that, I'll say enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you again. Thanks, Malika. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Nicole. Appreciate it much. Thank you much.
Have a good evening, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.